Well, long before the uproar about these nearly 20-year-old school buses that the United States seems to have rejected as unfit for their own students, before the question started about who actually imported them and questions about who benefited from the shady exemptions and why the story keeps changing about the age and costs of the buses, we had already planned the pull-up. So no, this isn't a response. This is a reflection of who we are in South St. James, a constituency that relies every single day on the men and women who drive our public passenger vehicles. And I speak not just as a candidate, but as a beneficiary myself. Because when I was growing up, it was these same taxi and bus operators who took me to school and brought me back home safely every single day. When I couldn't catch a ride with my family's Faith Line bus line, one of them would always make sure I got home safely. And that's what they have done for generations and for countless families. They've carried our children to school, brought our sick to hospital in emergencies, driven us to church, to market, to work, to family events, to Puerto Rico, to Coconut Park, to Coney Island, to Hope Zoo. In deep rural Jamaica, these drivers are more than transport. They are our lifelines. And that's why on Sunday, July 20, we're hosting the Pull-Up. It is an appreciation event in Anchovy Square at 2:30 p.m. for every bus and taxi operator who lives in or serves the people of South St. James. We're coming together over good food with good music, games, drinks, laughter to show real country appreciation. There will be prizes too, including 2 full payments of motor vehicle insurance for 1 whole year. Plus, we're going to have gas vouchers, fitness payments, tires, car care kits, and much more to show appreciation. This is not your usual political gimmick like those other guys do. This is about respect. Because while the government spends millions to bring in old buses that can't even climb Spring Mount Hill, much more to go through the corners and curves of Brothers Retreat, Moko, Barnet, Bush, Horse Guards, Maroon Town, we believe the answer has always been right here, all along in our own communities. We're facing a crisis in school attendance, literacy, and access. And a big part of that is transportation. That's why the PNP has come up with what we call RIDE, a practical plan that will help families. It will include a $10,000 monthly transport support for every needy student across Jamaica. That support will go directly into the hands of families and into the local economy, thereby benefiting the bus and taxi operators who have served us all along. It's a real plan for real people. So to every driver who's ever gone an extra mile, who's waited that extra minute, who's picked up someone in distress, who've chosen to carry students instead of adults, even though the fare is cheaper, this event is for you. So pull up. Sunday, July 20, Anchovy Square, 2:30 p.m. Let's honor those who've kept us moving across South St. James, not with promises, but with presence.